Here's your AI briefing for June 26, 2026, with 12 stories. Story 1. IBM claims world's first sub-1 nanometer chip technology. IBM says its nanostack stacking enables sub-1 nanometer transistors, aiming to improve performance and energy efficiency by increasing channel density without shrinking everything to the same degree as prior nodes. The technology utilizes a 3D stacking approach that places transistors vertically, allowing for higher density without the physical limits of traditional scaling. IBM's 2-nanometer breakthrough is a lab curiosity. TSMC and Samsung hold the actual manufacturing keys for real-world sub-1 nanometer production. Story 2. Run a VLLM server on HF jobs in one command. HF users can spin up a VLLM inference server on existing jobs with a single command, enabling CUDA-backed tensor parallel serving without manual container setup or multi-step provisioning. This integration automates the deployment of large language models using tensor parallelism across multiple GPUs. It significantly reduces infrastructure overhead for developers by eliminating manual configuration steps. HF abstracts the drudgery of container orchestration, yet the real cost remains the GPU bills incurred by that effortless tensor parallelism. Story 3. Windows 11 is getting Copilot on Microsoft 365 business accounts again, unless you're in Europe. Microsoft is reintroducing Copilot for Microsoft 365 Business on Windows 11 via Office updates in June, force installing it for most customers except EU users after making it optional in April. The update forces installation via Windows Update Service, bypassing user opt-in settings for non-EU regions. This automated deployment strategy increases enterprise adoption rates while circumventing stricter regional data sovereignty regulations. Microsoft's EU exemption proves regulatory pressure is the only effective check on their forced AI bloat, not user choice. Story 4. Andrej Karpathy says AI is no longer a chatbot, it's becoming your teammate. Andrej Karpathy argues AI is moving from one-off chat to persistent teammates, embedded in workplace tools, aiming for organization-wide context and workflow-level action via systems like Claude. These agents maintain persistent memory across sessions to execute complex, multi-step workflows without manual prompting. Employees will experience reduced context switching as AI proactively manages administrative tasks within existing software interfaces. Karpathy's teammate pivot is just a rebrand of always-on surveillance disguised as productivity, shifting the burden of context onto the employee. Story 5. Petronas AI lands $50 million to build digital worlds that stress-test AI agents. Petronas AI, founded by ex-Meta AI researchers, raised $50 million after strong demand to build digital worlds that stress-test AI agents at scale, enabling harder evaluations than standard benchmarks. The funding accelerates the development of synthetic environments for rigorous agent testing. This allows companies to validate AI safety and reliability beyond traditional static benchmarks. The Petronas sells expensive sandboxes to stress-test agents, proving that simulating chaos is now a lucrative insurance policy against LLM hallucinations. Story 6. Small language models outperform frontier AI on cost, speed, and accuracy. New benchmarking finds task-specific small language models deliver higher accuracy and lower cost than frontier LLMs, cutting inference latency while reducing compute spend by orders of magnitude. These specialized models require only 1% of the compute power needed by large language models. Companies can deploy them on edge devices, enabling real-time processing without reliance on expensive cloud infrastructure. Small models winning on cost is obvious. The real story is that the industry is finally admitting bigger is better is a bad business model. Story 7. General Intuition's $2.3 billion bet that video games can train AI agents for the real world. General Intuition raised $320 million to scale AI from millions of gameplay hours, targeting action data-driven intuition that transfers from games to real-world agent behavior. The startup leverages reinforcement learning to simulate complex motor skills, enabling robots to navigate unstructured physical environments with human-like dexterity. General intuition bets game physics equals real-world intuition, ignoring that virtual accidents lack the liability and physical consequences of actual driving. Story 8. Google unveils its most ambitious AI push in schools yet. Google rolled out new Gemini and classroom AI tools for K-12 pilots, aiming to cut teacher prep time by automating lesson drafting and feedback workflows during the current school term. The pilot programs will deploy specialized Gemini models tailored for K-12 educational contexts, ensuring compliance with student privacy regulations while automating specific pedagogical tasks. This deployment requires significant infrastructure upgrades at partner schools to handle increased data processing loads and ensure seamless integration with existing learning management systems. Google's Classroom AI automates busy work, but won't fix the core crisis of teacher burnout or pedagogical quality in K-12 pilots. Story 9. Ford rehires 350 engineers after AI fails to preserve expertise or train juniors. Ford rehired 350 quality engineers in June 2026 after AI failed to retain manufacturing inspection expertise and didn't adequately train junior staff, forcing a return to human-led QA. The rehiring addresses critical gaps in defect detection accuracy as AI models struggled with complex visual anomalies in automotive assembly lines. This reversal highlights the ongoing limitations of autonomous quality assurance systems in high-stakes manufacturing environments requiring nuanced human judgment. Ford's AI manufacturing experiment failed so catastrophically, it had to hire 350 humans back in 2026 to fix its own mess. Story 10. Why Siri AI now refuses to summarize any link you share. In iOS 27 Beta 2, Apple has disabled Siri's link summarization, forcing shared URLs to open at the source and reducing web content fetching that could enable scraping without consent. The update removes the web scraping capability that previously allowed Siri to analyze third-party content without explicit user initiation. This restriction aims to protect user privacy by ensuring that personal browsing data remains confined to the original website domain. Apple's iOS 27 beta kills Siri link summarization, proving privacy concerns still trump the convenient AI summaries users actually want. Story 11. Adobe introduces Firefly Foundry to support custom AI models for enterprise brand consistency. Adobe's Firefly Foundry lets enterprises build and govern custom Firefly models tied to brand visual standards, aiming to improve consistency and control across generative content pipelines. The platform requires enterprises to upload proprietary visual assets to train models on specific brand guidelines. This creates a locked-in ecosystem where competitors cannot replicate the unique style without access to the original data. Adobe's Foundry is a defensive moat for enterprise brands, selling control over brand dilution rather than genuine creative breakthroughs. Story 12. Amazon ups India bet with fresh $13 billion AI infrastructure investment. Amazon plans a fresh $13 billion AI infrastructure push in India, expanding capacity to serve faster local training and inference as global rivals scale up race-wide during 2024-2026. This capital expenditure directly supports Amazon Web Services' goal to localize large language model training within Indian data centers, reducing latency for regional enterprises. The investment positions the tech giant to capture a larger share of the rapidly growing Indian cloud market as domestic firms digitize operations. Amazon burns $13 billion to secure cloud dominance in India, proving the real AI arms race is about who owns the silicon, not just the software. That is the briefing for today.